All right, ladies and gents. So, who here is sick and tired of hearing about Mr. Beast already? Let me get a show of hands. Huh? All right. So, okay, hold up. Let me pull this out. Okay. Yeah, so a couple days ago, I watched The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time, and you know what? I'm actually pissed off that I didn't watch that movie earlier when I was younger, because that's a pretty good movie. You know what I mean? And then the whole beating on the chest shit, that reminded me of the shake it wicked. I just bit my tongue. That hurt. Anyways, fellas, let me stop around here. So Jake Weddle himself, Jake Weddle, had a conversation with Mr. Beast. So Jake Weddle is the guy that was basically imprisoned by Mr. Beast and was tortured. Mr. Beast had committed war crimes on this man. Allegedly, of course, that, it's not truly 100% confirmed, but based on this video here that I am about to watch and talk about, he might have actually confirmed it if, him talking to Jimmy and taking the 50K from Jimmy, even though, whatever. Okay, yeah, so throughout this whole video, it's a 22-minute video, and Jake Weddle just doesn't stop yapping until, and then he finally gets to the whole point of the video later on, deep into the video, 8 minutes in, which, I mean, if he wants to be a YouTuber, audience retention, man, you really need to keep up with the audience retention, bro, because you can't just sit up here and not be funny and entertaining. Just get to the point.
He said, hey, I wanted to reach out and say I didn't mean to cause you mental stress with that video, and I apologize. Clearly it had an effect on you. You mentioned you'd like to be paid out the rest of the prize money, the other $190,000. And I'd love to make things right with you. I have zero expectation of you mentioning me sending you this money publicly or taking down any videos. This is just me wanting to help you out and make sure you're good. I just need to know if you still have the same bank or not. We'll send you the money on Monday. Wish you the best.
Now, let's just go back to what Mr. Beast allegedly texted this man, Jake Weddle. He said that, oh, hey, man, I'm so sorry for imprisoning you and keeping you asleep for days and potentially causing permanent psychological damage to you. I am willing to pay you the rest of the money that I owe you, which is $190,000, and I'd love to make things right with you. And then so Jake continues to yap on and on about, him not wanting to take the money because, oh, man, I understand it, though, because he just wants to pay me off just to shut me up. Oh, no, I'm not going to take the money because I don't need the money. Money is stupid and useless. And then later on in the video, he says that he only took 50K from Jimmy just to pay off his bills and debts. And he really sat here talking about how evil money is and that he just hates money, but yet he took the money to pay off his debts and bills, and money helped him to pay. Alright, let's just get to the phone call conversation. Let's skip to 12:40 here.
So me and Jimmy are texting a little bit, and then he calls me, and the conversation goes, hey, I'm really sorry about all that. That was fucked up, and I should have put you through that. So I have a lot of money. Do you want some? Oh, how much money? How about the rest of the money from the thing? About $190,000. Would you like that? Would you like $190,000? Oh, that's the thing. I know. I don't want you to think that you got to take any videos down. I don't want you to think you're. You don't have to post anything because I don't want it to look like I'm buying you out or you're being silent. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. This is just for you to make things right. I respect that. I appreciate that. But you know how it looks. For you to give me this cash that I desperately need, right? I want my audience to trust me here. I want to remain credible.
I don't really give a fuck, Jake. Honestly, I would have respected you more if you just took the money and still continued to talk shit about Jimmy and just continue to milk this whole the downfall of Mr. Beast and everything.
Yeah, totally. So I can. You don't even post about it. I'll just don't worry about it.
Yeah, man. Just take the money and you don't even have to talk about it, man. Just don't talk about it at all. Don't speak about it anymore. Don't talk about me and my business anymore, Jake. Yeah, but here's the 200K.
Just take this cash. I just don't.
Yeah, just take it.
Counter offer, 50. You save $140,000.
And so he said that he wasn't gonna take the money, and then he makes a counter offer to Jimmy saying that he'll take less money. What, did he offer you a contract or something? Did he offer an NDA or something. Jake, I don't even know if like this phone call conversation is even real. He could totally just be making this up. I already explained on how dumb his like Jake's logic here is, and he's not that funny of a comedian. I mean, he definitely has some character. If he worked on it, I can totally see him having a Netflix special. And throughout that Jake Weddle video, I mean, of course you can watch the full video yourself on his channel, but throughout that video he speaks about people coming to him and speaking about the terrible working conditions and everything, and just terrible conditions in general as like a worker and player in his Jigsaw style games and everything. I mean, if Jimmy ever did like a Jigsaw type of game, like a video, that would be so funny to me. But it just yeah, man, like you don't win any money. You get to live your life if like you don't die inside of my trap. Moving on from that, I'm gonna move on to like this Tom Dark video of where he reads an article. So Mr. Beast Jimmy here, he had gotten $100 million deal with Amazon to host a game show and put it on Amazon Prime, which is a big W for like a YouTuber, because I mean this isn't the first time that a YouTuber has worked with like a television or like a mainstream or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He references like the Annoying Orange show that was on Cartoon Network, which is one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life, and I do remember watching it. It was fucking terrible. The Fred movies and like the Fred show, John Cena was in it for some reason, playing as Fred's dad, but I think Fred was just imagining it the whole time, so it was really just in his head, which I mean, for like a children's show, I mean, that's kind of like weird. Yeah, so Mr. Beast wanted to host the biggest game show ever, right? Having 2,000 plus people inside of a stadium, and like they're doing some sort of game show thing, whatever. I don't know what the game is about. It's not even out yet because the production of it went to shit. It went to complete shit. Let's listen to what Tom Dark has to say about that.
To studios, Mr. Beast was certainly a dream, so it wasn't really surprising when announcements came of his deal with Amazon Prime. He signed a $100 million deal to produce the show in an unprecedented event for YouTubers everywhere, proving single-handedly
now $100 million is a lot of money if you didn't know.
that online content creators are taken just as, if not even more seriously than those working from traditional avenues. It was set to be the most ambitious project in game show history. The most contestants, the largest cash prize of $5 million.
Obviously, hearing about that, right, is that it's the most ambitious game show yet, you know, just the biggest contestant pool and like the biggest prize pool, right? Now, obviously, you're not gonna make everybody happy, right? But what I'm about to show you here, I mean, it's just, you know, it's secondhand stories. Of course, this is all not truly 100% confirmed. I'm sick and tired of fucking keep on repeating that shit. But yeah, it's not truly confirmed that that everything that Tom is about to say actually happened. But the treatment of the contestants and his production team, it just went to shit. You know what I mean? The lack of food, sleep, medicine, and everything that people needed and everything. It just didn't go right. I mean, but like, Jimmy, you have $100 million. You mean to tell me that you can't feed 2,000 mouths with $100 million? Whatever, bro. Whatever.
The biggest concern is seemingly more mundane, but also far more interesting. It's the fact that Mr. Beast, despite his confidence, is seemingly incapable of running a production of this scale. So for the Mr. Beast show, the Beast Industrial Complex managed to secure Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's like a huge stadium. It's got a capacity of 65,000 and is frequently used for NFL games, so it undoubtedly cost an ungodly amount of money. While initially 1,000 contestants were promised, about 2,000 were actually transported to the stadium for filming. Videos were posted online of these contestants at various hotels nearby wearing what some are describing as trash bags, but to be charitable to Mr. Beast, it's more likely that they're cheap ponchos to keep them dry in the event of rainy weather. But there was an ungodly amount of people in one place. In fact, one publication reported that the line of people went on for half a mile. With thousands of people in one place, there's bound to be a few problems. On July 18th of 2024, Vital Vegas reported that they talked to a source claiming that Desert Springs Hospital nearby had seen countless patients coming in due to lack of food and water. One employee claimed that they had had 3 or 4 evacs that day, but at night is when things truly heated up. Supposedly, nighttime is when the competitions were actually taking place, during which the hospital became overwhelmed with visits. This employee describes the production as a shit show that was unequipped to deal with so many people in one place.
I mean, I could totally understand on how this big of a production here, and like, you know, just like the scale of this, it's never truly been done before, so you really don't really have much of a blueprint for planning this out. So I can understand that not everything is going to be perfect at all, but you filling up the nearby hospital with people from like your game show and causing the hospital to overflow was absolutely insane. You really have to fuck up. I don't even think that I can even pull that off, or I mean, no, it'll probably be worse with me because I'm not experienced with this whatsoever. But yeah, man, let's just continue on. But yeah, I thought that it was crazy that this had gone down and nobody was even truly talking about it. But I guess this is more of like everybody keeping a close eye on what Mr. Beast is doing and just watching him up and then like just pointing and calling him out. But yeah, dude, this is a bad situation, to be honest with you. Yeah,
more than 12 people told the New York Times they had not received the proper food for the competition or proper medical care. Some of the competitors talked about the injuries they suffered. Apparently some of them left on stretchers, although it's unclear what exactly their afflictions were in each case. Some other contestants claimed to have seen others vomiting and appearing to faint, with all of this resulting in a number of hospital visits, which is what overwhelmed the hospital overnight. The New York Times writes that several contestants also said they had not been warned about how little they would be given to eat and how infrequently. They described going on long stretches without being fed by the production. One said she had gone over 20 hours both during the games and while they were in Las Vegas before and after filming without eating. If this is true, this is a huge failure on part of Mr. Beast and his production and everyone involved. At the bare minimum, if you're bringing out people to a massive event like this where they'll be competing in a show with various physical challenges and you're telling them that they're going to be fed, then they need to be fed, point blank. And apparently what they were fed was hardly adequate for some of the contestants. Among those who got meals, a few said the meal they did receive was one hard-boiled egg, cold oatmeal, and a few pieces of raw vegetables. Doesn't sound like the most appetizing thing in the world to me, but hey, we can write this one off a little bit because I don't think competitors should be expecting a 5-star meal, or even to a lesser degree, slop from their favorite fast food shack.
Speaking of slop from your favorite fast food shack, that doesn't really make any sense to me. How do you fuck that up? I mean, doesn't he own Mr. Beast Burger, and he could have advertised his drop-shipped burgers? How do you fail at feeding 2,000 people with $100 million? Like, he could have advertised the Mr. Beast Burger by serving that to them. So I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me, because if I was Mr. Beast, I would have plugged in my dropship burgers, okay, by feeding the contestants that. But
meals throughout the games were small and sporadic, contestants said. It was difficult to keep track of time without watches or phones, but contestants estimated they had been fed twice a day, once in the early morning and again in the afternoon or evening. A spokesperson for Mr. Beast said contestants had been offered 3 meals a day. Some people also claimed that the production staff was passing around Feastables chocolate bars so they could like do an ad, and that's fine.
So you're advertising your Feastable, like your shitty candy bars, but like he can't advertise his shitty burgers?
Another main concern is that people with dietary restrictions are not served things that they can't eat, or at least given other options. Before the competition, contestants filled out forms detailing their dietary needs. An FAQ, a document provided to contestants in advance of the event and reviewed by the Times, said that all dietary and food restrictions would be taken into consideration. But several contestants said they had been served food they were allergic to and that alternatives had not been provided. And then on top of that, you got, specific medications some people need to treat illnesses, disorders, diseases. There's a lot of variables here. So contestants said that when they got to the competition, they had to turn in their phones and belongings, including medications. They were apparently told these meds would be distributed to them whenever the time came to get them. But apparently that did not happen, and several did not receive their medication on time. Now, in some cases, obviously skipping one day of your meds can be totally fine, of course. People who take ADHD meds may prefer to have them, but they're not going to die without it. The same does not apply to diabetics, who, without insulin, can start getting sick within 12 to 24 hours from their last injection. Within 24 to 48 hours, they'll suffer from diabetic ketoacidosis, which can be very life-threatening. So they gotta have it, basically. They need insulin. One contestant apparently did not receive their insulin on time, although we don't know if any serious health risks were sustained. Other contestants said they'd not receive their meds for hours or even days after their scheduled dosing time. This allegation in particular does seem to have some merit, as another outlet reported that contestants had not been given a single dose of their meds 2 days into the competition. Allegedly, the staff denied food to diabetics, denied water to contestants, and at least 2 individuals have had seizures as a result. There are a number of other claims being made as well. One, that contestants were told to hand over a Ziploc bag with 5 days of underwear, but then it took them days to actually receive it. One woman said that when she and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly, she had been told it was not a medical emergency, and she recalled that a nearby member of the production staff had laughed at the woman's pleading. Based! So freaking based!
Yeah. 100% based. I would do the same exact thing if I was on that production staff. And then, you know, just eating on my Feastables and Mr. Beast burger too, and watching them eat slop. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so you get the whole point there. Those people couldn't get the proper medication that they needed. For some reason, there were some diabetics there, and you know, they couldn't get like their insulin in time, and they started seizing up. Now, of course, this is all just alleged at the end of the day, allegations at the end of the day. Is it truly 100% confirmed? Has Jimmy himself ever came out and said anything? Obviously, he would never do that because it would be self-incriminating, but what I do know here is that I'm sick and tired of hearing about this Mr. Beast shit. I'm sick and tired of hearing about everything. Did you see all those Pegasus videos about Mr. Beast? He like documented everything. I mean, and it wouldn't shock me once the smoke clears and everything. This man is gonna is gonna compile all of those Mr. Beast videos that he has made and like just make a big ass video out of it just to upload that. It wouldn't shock me at all it like when a Pegasus does that. But whatever, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, if you're sick and tired of hearing about the Mr. Beast shit, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I do make, you know, I do talk about other things here. I definitely will be making more Mr. Beast videos if anything else ever comes up that I find interesting or is really big in the news. Like, say if like somebody fucking dies during a Mr. Beast production and then he covers it up, that would be a pretty big deal. Anyways, fellas, if you enjoyed the video, then you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, then you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Get out of my face. Bye.